Hi everybody, Laura here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to be a part of a mini hop where we are featuring the Picnic Parade card kit by Simon Says Stamp. And I have 3 projects to share with you where I feature the gorgeous stamp set that's included in the Picnic Parade card kit. The stamp set is called Hello Sunshine and I love it. There's lots of great images in it that can be used in out-of-the-box ways to create really fun patterns. So I'm going to start with this kind of sun ray image and I'm inking it up. I'm going to be using all Concord 9th inks because they're new, they're hip, I love them, and the colors are like butter. Okay, so I ink it up first with Aqua Sky and I stamp it twice. I always stamp things twice just to be nice. And then I'm going to clean the stamp and put it the opposite direction so the sun rays are going down and ink it up with a shade darker, which is Oceanside. And this creates this kind of really groovy optical illusion. Now I know it's not really centered on the panel, but I will end up trimming the panel. That's what I always do. I like to work on a larger size panel because I know I can trim it out, center it, crop it, whatever needs to be done. But I love how that turned out. Now I'm going to start with panel number 2 because today I'm stamping my heart out. And okay, I've used this before, this solid stripe. I created a card with that maybe last week or 2 weeks. I have no concept of time at this point, but I'm going to create a diagonal striped background. This is one of my all-time favorite things to do with the MISTI is use a stripe or an image and then use the rulers on the side of the MISTI to just slide the panel. You don't move the stamp, and it creates a consistently spaced and sharp as a tack looking background. So again, working my way through the Concord 9th inks. I started with grapefruit. That last one was sorbet. And now I'm going into poppy. And again, I do stamp each stripe twice. The other nice thing you can do about the MISTI is you see how I'm working my way off of the MISTI. It's hanging off. Works like a charm. Doesn't matter. You can still do it and it stamps, gives a great impression, doesn't mess anything up. I'm going to go one more time even down. Each time I bump my cardstock 3/4 of an inch. And you can do 1/2 inch if you want tighter stripes. You can even do it tighter if you don't want any spacing. I did 3/4 of an inch because that's what I was feeling today. Okay, now I'm going the other direction, which is marmalade. And I love these warm tones. They just tickle my fancy. And they do look a little splotchy when you first stamp them, but it smooths out like a baby's bottom, I'm telling you. Now, this is my favorite color, Stardust. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it is my cup of tea. Okay, and then this next color is Buttercup, and then Sprout, and then Parsley. Okay, so I just keep bumping the panel up by 3/4 of an inch, and then now I'm going to trim it off. All those little pieces that didn't reach to the ends, no biggie. Just crop it off, and no one knows the diff. Okay, so there we have panel number 2. Now I'm moving on to my 3rd panel, and I'm just having a time today, stamping my heart out. So this solid circle, which is used for a sun in the stamp set, but I'm just going to create a circular pattern. Again, using the ruler guides on the MISTI. First I stamped it with honeysuckle. I clean it, but I don't move it. I bump the panel over 1/2 inch. And then I ink it up with cranberry, which is a bold red. Okay, clean it up, bump it to the left 1 inch. I feel like I'm doing that to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. It's like, what's that song called? Electric Slide? I think this is like the electric slide of stamping. We stamp it and then we go to the left, 1/2 inch. Then we stamp it to the right, to the right. Okay, pardon me. I just get carried away. Okay, I put the stamp doing a 2nd row. I always like to start in the middle. That way I can center it. I ink that one up with sorbet. And then I'm gonna bump it over which way I'm gonna go. If I go to the left, I know I'm gonna go darker. If I go to the right, I'm gonna go lighter because I'm kind of going in that gradient order. So that one was poppy. And then I go back over full inch with grapefruit. And these almost look translucent because that overlap, which I always say, you got to bask in the overlap. That's where the magic is. Okay, so the bottom row, I inked that one up with Oceanside. And then the darkest one is Peacock. And then the lightest one is Aqua Sky. Forget about it. I'm going to stop right here because look at that. I mean, no more needed. I'm going to pop up these panels on white card bases. I trimmed them out quite a bit smaller because I love that thick border around the edge. Now for sentiments, I'm using some of these reverse sentiment strips. Just some thinking of you. These are all going to be kind of like thinking of you, miss you cards, and keeping it very simple. For the middle one, I did a miss you word die by Kathy Zilski because it needed a little more oomph with those bold stripes. And there you have 3 very simple but very cool cards, all created with the Hello Sunshine stamp set that is included in the Picnic Parade card kit by Simon Says Stamp. Make sure and check out the rest of the mini blog hop. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.